Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time. So I'm finally here, and it's time to talk about what really happened to over the years. So it's been about almost a year since I've put out a video. It's been a lot going on. First and foremost, I want to let you guys know that I am okay. Josie's okay. Ma Dukes is okay. We're doing okay. We're doing good. So I just want to put that out there first and foremost. I also want to send a special thank you to everybody that reached out to me, during this time of absence from YouTube. It does mean a lot to us, and we want to make sure that you guys know that it does mean a lot to us, and we want to thank you for those of you that did reach out to us. Uh, so a lot of stuff went down basically since I was like consistently making content and doing the live sales here on YouTube. For those of you that don't know, this may be your first time watching us. This you may have watched this a long time ago. You may have seen me on other channels or on the Reseller Information Network. So I just want to kind of go over how things got to where they are now, what the future holds, and just kind of like explain some things and talk about the realities of being a full-time reseller and YouTuber, and what goes along with those that career path. So basically, I got burnt out. 100%. There's no other way around it. I totally got burnt out. So I was originally, I had my storage unit, which was in Maryland. I live in DC. My wife and I have a house in DC. I had a storage unit in Maryland, and I had my packing set up at Ma Duke's house. And so when we were doing the live shows every Monday night, what would happen is I would have to bring stuff from the storage unit from Maryland to DC, unpack it when I got here, prep it for the live sale, and then once the live sale was done, pack it all up, then go back to Ma Duke's house in Maryland, and then unpack it all to pack it up to ship. So it just became so much back and forth, and it was taking up so much time. And I got burnt out. I could not physically, mentally, and emotionally do it anymore. And it sucks because I have so much fun doing those live sales, and obviously I need to make money because this is how I pay the bills. This is how I survive, is by doing reselling. So whether it be online on one of the platforms that I sell, whether it be through the live auctions like I was doing on YouTube, and things of that nature. So the fact of my current living situation and the bills and the cost of everything going up, paired with burning out, and paired with um, just the time that everything was taking, it all kind of crashed down on me. And I think towards the end of like some of my last live sales on YouTube, I think people started to notice. And for me, that was like a telling point. The last thing, it's not that I don't want you to see what I'm really feeling, because it's quite the opposite. I want you to see and feel what I am feeling at all times, because I'm a very open person, and I've always been an open person. And I think it's important for people to see and understand what goes on, because it's not always going to be, pretty. But the thing that bothered me was that I didn't want to come across as if I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. Because like I said, I enjoyed so much being with the people that were watching us on Monday nights, because it was like, it for that brief period of time, it was an escape from everything else. And I was able to provide quality products at good prices, and we were able to have fun, and it was all good. But it just became too much for me. Now, I'm not saying I'm never going to do those again. The plan is to get back into that, and we're going to talk about that, as this video progresses. But for those of you that might be watching for the first time, I have a lot of problems. I wouldn't necessarily call them problems, but things that I have to deal with as an individual. Okay, so and I've always been open about these issues. So for those of you that don't know, I am in recovery. I once you're an addict, you're always going to be an addict. Okay, so like even though I've been sober now for 12 years and whatever months it is now, um, I'm always going to be in recovery. Like that's part of the deal that you make when you go into recovery. So you know, people think, oh, well, you've been sober for 12 years, like it shouldn't, it's not, it's easy now, but nothing is ever easy when you're, when you're a recovering addict. And I think that that's something I need to, let people know that like, it's not that I have trouble with the addiction per se, but it's the other things that come that were a product that my addiction was a product of, if that makes sense. So, I suffer. I was being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I also have ADHD temporal lobe. I also have manic depressive. I suffer from depression and anxiety, and at times it can be really, really difficult. And when I was using drugs and I was drinking, I was doing those things to self medicate myself from the depression, the anxiety, the bipolar and the ADHD, so it's just, it became all of that stuff kind of started coming back when I started getting burnt out. I would, I've had periods with bipolar. The thing is there's it's a roller coaster. So, there's days where I'm like, I can tackle the world. I'm going to list 500 things. I'm going to make 5 videos and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then there's other days where I don't want to get out of bed. And when you're a full-time reseller and a content creator and a YouTuber, it's difficult to operate under those circumstances sometimes. It's great when you're in the high of the bipolar, but when you're in the lows, it's tough, man. And then, you put things off and then, you don't get to it. And the next thing you know, you got a pile of stuff you got to get to. And I started getting super depressed because I wasn't progressing in the business and the YouTube as was hoping I would be able to. Another thing is that, I started this next chapter in my life with Josie. We got married. We finally got into the house. There was a whole year, in between when I was trying to make content and not making content where I didn't have a place to live. I mean, we were living with Josie's parents, but everything I owned was packed in boxes in a storage unit. And it's just, imagine operating a business that way. So like I went full-time reseller February of 2020. So I left my job, and literally like 3 weeks after I left my job, the world shut down because of COVID. Okay. So we had the COVID situation. And then, we went through the whole process of planning the wedding and making sure that we could pay for everything for the wedding and doing all of that without a house that we were paying for, but we couldn't live in. It just, and then like the economy basically crashing and inflation and just all of these things have been happening. And all I really wanted was to be able to focus on, being a good husband, being a good son, and being a good reseller and being a good YouTuber. And it became too much, and I had to put my priorities in place. Obviously, the number one priority for me is to make sure that I'm here for my wife, whatever it is that I need to do to be here for Josie. That's the most important thing in the world to me. And then obviously like my own health. And then, you have to think about paying the bills. So I had to just kind of pivot on things, because, the cost of living has gone up. We live in Washington, D.C. It is not cheap. Everything is expensive. I know there's people in other places where things are expensive too, who live in major cities and do this. And I'm not complaining. I don't want anything to come off right now as if I'm complaining or I'm making excuses. I'm just letting you know what happened to me. So all of this pressure was building on me, and I completely like, was going down a downward spiral. and I had to put on. I mean, I guess I didn't have to, but inside I felt like I had to put on a facade that everything was okay with me, because I don't want people to worry about me. Like it's this thing that I'm so concerned about everybody else. I don't want anybody else to be concerned about me. Okay, so I was basically pretending that everything was okay when deep down inside I was in a lot of pain. I was having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and things were just really bad. But I kept on pushing through as best as I possibly could, because I have to. I have to make money. If I don't make money, I can't pay my part into this relationship with my wife, with the bills and everything. And so I was fortunate enough, for those of you that are watching now, that watch me on Reseller Information Network. I have a lot of good people in my corner. I'm very fortunate to have Josie as my wife, very fortunate to have Ma Dukes as my mom, very fortunate to have the close friends that I do have. And then I'm very fortunate to have the people that I have in the reselling community. So over on Reselling Information Network, I'm with Leroy, I'm with Cernock, I'm with Eric, and it's myself. It gave me an opportunity to still do what I love. The two things that I love about reselling, outside of the business aspect of it. And that's making people smile and making people laugh, and educating. That's always been my two things that I wanted to come across from any sort of content that I created on social media or YouTube or anything. Was I wanted to make people have a good time. I wanted people to smile. I wanted people to laugh, and I wanted people to learn. Um, and it got to a point where I couldn't do that anymore because I was hurting so bad on the inside. But I was fortunate to have Resell Information Network, because it was in have, because obviously we're doing a lot of things over there, and I couldn't be happier. That's like my family over there. Those are my brothers, and we got a lot of things that we're working on over there, and you'll find out about that stuff as time goes on. But it was is a good bridge for me. I never lost complete touch with portions of the reselling community, which was important for me, since I wasn't doing anything on this channel anymore. And so I made the pivot to doing more whatnot stuff. I pivoted to doing more sports stuff, because now this means, like, as far as the live selling goes, I'm always still selling everything from glass. There's tons of glass and stuff around me right now. Still selling everything. But I had to find a way to make money, like, quicker, because of the way that I was dealing with my own personal problems was affecting my reselling business. So I pivoted to doing more whatnot. Like, I've been doing whatnot for a very, very long time, but there's periods where I kind of slowed down on whatnot. But I really geared into whatnot because the money was coming in quick, and it was easier for me to get that done, and just bang it out and make that money, and make sure that the money was going to the bills that needed to be paid, and I could put money back into the business. So that's kind of what where that went into. And it's crazy how time kind of goes by. Like, time flies, and, like, you don't really I don't I wish I had more time in a day sometimes, because I get up, and then I'm doing what I'm doing, and I have these ambitions and these dreams and these ideas, and it's difficult sometimes, because of the things that I deal with, my mental health, for me to kind of, operate things. And I didn't have enough time to do all the things I wanted to do, and it was killing me. I still have the football show. Football season starts this week, so Authentic in the Beard will be starting up. I have my over the years sports channel, which I never even really got off the ground. So like, it's just I'm trying to find that balance of life and work, and not even just the balance of life and work, but the balance of work and work. Just trying to find the best ways for me to allocate my time to be successful and to be happy. Because for me, you know, it's everybody has their different levels of success. And for me, my dream has always been to work for myself. When I was a kid, they asked me what you wanted to do when you grow up. I said I want to own my own business. And they're looking at me like you're supposed to say firefighter or astronaut or something like that or doctor. I was like, no, I want to run my own business. I always used to tell my teachers I wanted to be Time Magazine Man of the Year at some point in my life. And I have this. Obviously, it hasn't happened, happened yet, but eventually, that we may get there one day, and then you guys can look back and be like, I remember when Tim said that he was going to do that. So it's just now trying to find my place in this world of reselling and content creation because I'm so different and we are all so different from one another, which I think is what makes this space so great. But in reality, I never really cared what people thought about me, right? But I'm lying to myself if I don't say that I don't care because you do care subconsciously, obviously. Now, I don't really care. I'm not going to change who I am to please other people, sort of care. But it was always tough for me fitting in on YouTube. Because when I started YouTube, I didn't know there was a reseller community. I didn't know what I was doing was reselling. I started the YouTube channel because I wanted to direct traffic from my YouTube channel to my Etsy store when I was selling, when I first started selling on Etsy. And so then I started finding out what reselling was and what the community was. And it was difficult because I'll never, obviously I specialize in vintage glass and ceramics and porcelain and that sort of stuff, but I sell everything. I sell vintage clothes, I sell vintage hats, I sell electronics, I sell jewelry, I sell sports memorabilia, sports cards. I mean, you name it, I sell it. That's what I do. But my go-to was always glass. Like I have a passion for everything I do. I'm a very passionate person, which is why I take things so serious and I always want to give 100%. And I'm very competitive too. So I always want to be the best. And so, but I never felt like I fit in on YouTube or in the reselling community when it came to the vintage glass and stuff like that and vintage decor. And everybody was kind of not necessarily the same, but they were. I was so far different than everybody else. I never felt accepted. There are certain people within the community that accepted me for who I was and understood that I put in a lot of work, and I'm not just somebody that's just selling something. Like I know what I'm talking about. Like I've put in countless hours of work reading books like these and doing research, but I always felt underappreciated. And that's not by everybody, because the people that showed up every Monday night when I was doing those live sales, I felt that connection with them. And there were certain people in the community that always had, not necessarily had my back, but they showed me love. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was always difficult because I felt like I was not appreciated. Like I was underappreciated. I was undervalued. Like people didn't really, look at me like I knew what I was talking about when obviously I do. And that hurt me at times, because I'm like, why aren't I getting as many views as these people? Why am I not selling things for as much money as these people? I got caught up in comparing myself to others. And it's no animosity towards anybody else in the community in that particular side of YouTube and stuff like that. I mean, there's been things that I've done that people have stolen and tried to pass off as their own product. And that hurts. But I can't spend the time holding a grudge. I can't spend the time worrying about other people when I got to worry about myself. Because then I'm just piling on other things that are bringing me down mentally, emotionally, and physically. So, and then when it came to the other side of reselling, I never felt like I fit in on that side either, because I wasn't out buying video game hauls and stuff like that. And I was selling glass primarily and other things. And so like I was always like in this gray area, which I thought was always kind of holding me back from becoming a larger channel. And obviously, like, if I'm gonna put in so many hours into creating content and doing YouTube, if somebody tells you that they're not trying to make money, they're lying to you. Of course, I'm trying to make money. I am struggling out here right now, and it's not because I'm not working. It's not because I'm necessarily doing things wrong. It's just tough. It's not easy. Being a full-time reseller is not easy. Being a full-time YouTuber is not easy. Being a full-time reseller and YouTuber is definitely not easy. But I live for not easy. My life has been nothing but easy, far from being easy. Okay, so I'm used to the struggle. I've been homeless. I lived on the street. I lost everything. So like I know what it's like to be at the bottom. So for me to be where I am now is a success in itself. And sometimes I have to remind myself that. And so that kind of just always was something that was on the in my head when I was doing content, and it was tough because I was like I wanted to be different because I wanted to be myself. I didn't want to have to do things the same way everybody else was doing them, because that's not who I am. I don't want to just copy everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do things my way. I want me as a person to come across the type of person that I am. Like I'm a down to earth dude, who stands up for the things that I believe in, who wants to help others and wants to make money. I don't want to be YouTube famous. Like I'm not doing it for that. I'm not trying to make $1 million. Like I'm not trying to, you know, like falsify things to make money. I wanted to be able to be real. I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to be me. I wanted to be Tim and make money doing it. And so it wasn't working. And it wasn't working because of all of these things I've been talking about, because of the difficulties with my mental health and the burnout and the bills piling up. And you know, I wanted my wife to look at me and be like, damn, he's my husband is doing really big things. He's doing great. I wanted my mom to look at me and be like, my son, look at what my son has built. And I felt like I wasn't giving that to them. I wasn't I wasn't I wasn't I don't even know how to say it. I wasn't where I wanted to be, and I wasn't what I thought they wanted me to be. So, and I know that all this will come with time and hard work this time or this go around, because there's no quitting me. I'm not gonna stop until I get to that point where I feel like I'm doing what I'm capable of doing, what I'm destined to do. And that's reach people through entertainment and through education. Like that's that's where I wanted to go with things with my life and with this career path of being a full-time reseller and a full-time YouTuber. So and then the reselling community as a whole, it's just like there's things that I have said that I regret saying. And there's like for one, like not everybody is going to like everybody. And I don't mean that as a personal thing. Sometimes you're just not going to resonate with a certain piece of content or content creator, right? And they might not do something the way that I would do something. But does that mean that I need to drag their name through the mud? No, it doesn't. Why? I don't need to. Who am I to judge anybody else? So, like I was very anti, money grabbing. And I think that there's a huge difference between money grabbing and and doing what you have to do as a business. Okay. As long as you're keeping it real, as long as you're being authentic about everything, then, you know, the way that you practice your business and like, then it's okay. It's not a problem. Like, like I'm not here to try and tell people how to do their YouTube channels. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to try and tell people how to do their businesses. All I'm here to do is to show you how I do things, how I process and get through on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully help people get through their process, because I am learning every single day too. Anybody who's on here that tells you that they know everything is lying, because we don't know everything. You have to continuously learn, and that's something I've been doing, is I've been changing that aspect of things. I'm like, if I don't want to watch somebody on YouTube, I don't have to watch somebody on YouTube, and I don't need to worry about that person. But I might meet that person in real life, and they might be really cool. Like, it seems like the community, and I think it kills me, because we should be a community. We should all be helping each other, because if we help each other and everybody is growing at the same rate, and this is not just in YouTube, like subscribers and views. This is as a business, as resellers, as people. We should be pushing each other to become better people, better resellers, better YouTubers, whatever it is that you want to be better at. We should be helping each other do that. And so it just seems like there's a lot of like, and no offense, I don't hope this doesn't offend anybody, but it just seems like there's a lot of teenage girl drama going on. That's pointless. It makes no sense. Like, if I disagree with somebody and I put out a video about it, it's gonna be very straightforward. It's not gonna. I never want to attack anybody personally, because if I don't know you, how can I attack you personally? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna Are there gonna be disagreements about things in the reselling community? Absolutely, because everybody thinks about something different. We got YouTubers blaming YouTubers who are blaming eBay, and then we have YouTubers blaming eBay, and then there's eBayers blaming YouTubers, and it's just like, come on, guys, like. All we got to do is look in the mirror. Like, I'm sitting here right now telling you that the reason why I didn't succeed is not because of anybody else, it's because of me. Because I approach things the wrong way. Because I have these mental health issues that were dragging me down, but I allowed them to. Because I didn't take care of myself mentally, physically, and emotionally the way that I should have. I let things pile up, and I burnt out. I forgot to have fun. And I think that's the biggest thing, is you cannot forget to have fun. You cannot forget because I love making content. If you go back and watch my videos, it's all about, I love it. I love it. I love reselling. I love making content. I love people. I love treasure hunting. Like, I love being able to be creative. Like, these are the things that I love. And it's just, we need to get back to the aspect of community. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that every single reselling YouTube channel and every single reseller on Instagram and every single whatnot seller, we all need to sing Kumbaya. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if we spent enough time focusing on ourselves, that we focus on other people, we all might become better people, is what I'm saying. So, like, I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful for so many people in this community. And are there people out there that I don't like for specific reasons? No, because I don't know them as people. Are there certain things that people do that I don't like? Absolutely. And, I've been burned by a lot of people in this community, whether they know that I know or don't. I know, and it's like, people will use you in this community, but, it's very few. For the large part, the community is full of great people, man. And, I'm here for the greatness. I'm here for the future. I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna be supportive of everybody that I can be. The smallest channel, the smallest reseller, to the largest. If I like what you're doing, I'm gonna support you the best I can. And I think that's what some people get lost in the shuffle. They think that because people support other people that it's a money grab or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. It's just it's part of business. This is what the business is. If we're making YouTube videos, we're trying to make a little extra cash into the reselling business because we're trying to pay the bills. Okay. If we're selling merchandise and somebody wants to buy it, like, yo, if you're a reseller or a YouTuber and you make a cool hat, I might buy it because I think it's a cool hat. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I'm here to help other people. I'm here to document my journey, and I'm here to make people smile. And I'm here to show people it's okay to be vulnerable. Okay? Like I broke down. I burnt out. I suffer from I have mental health issues. I'm a recovering addict. Like nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that now I need to like that was like everything that happened in my life as far as reselling up to this point is like my AOL 3 month trial, my 90-day trial. Okay, it's up now. Now it's time to to do better. Okay, take everything that I did in the past and learn from it, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a better husband, be a better son, be a better friend, be a better reseller, be a better YouTuber, be a better human being as general, as a whole. That's what I'm trying to do now. So there's gonna be some things, that I'm gonna keep trying to change and keep trying to and do better. And I'm not trying to do better to necessarily make more money. I'm trying to do better because the people around me deserve a better me. Okay. And I'm trying to build something here. This is my dream. This is my dreams. I have dreams. I have aspirations, and it's nothing to do with fame and fortune. Do I want to make more money? Absolutely. Why? Because I want to be more comfortable. I don't want to be worried about how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay that bill? You know what I'm saying? Because when you start letting all that, I hate money. I hate money. Hate money. I hate money. Okay, because it always causes problems for me. And I'm tired. I'm not, I was really tired, which is why I just stopped. Okay. I was tired. And it's okay. It's okay to be tired, right? But when you're done being tired, you have to go back and reflect on why you were tired. Change some things. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to change some things to be better at everything. Okay. Now, as far as what's next, we're trying this again. Okay, we're gonna try this again. The live vintage sales will be coming back. I probably I'm gonna there's gonna be some videos coming out that are gonna explain to you guys some of the things that are happening and the transitional process of these things and how they don't go as smooth as I thought they would, but I'm putting my best foot forward. So we're gonna bring back the live vintage sales. I'm not sure if it's gonna be on this channel or if it's going to be on a new channel. We are gonna be consistently putting out content again. That's the goal across all the platforms. And there are gonna be a lot of fun things coming up. I felt like I owed, whether it's 5 people, 1 person, 5,000 people watch this video, I felt like I owed people an explanation as to what happened to me personally and how difficult it can be to be a full-time reseller and a full-time YouTuber. And you know, people have been pushing me to get back into this, and big shout out to Paul Philly Flipper. Big shout out to Kevin Commonwealth Picker. Those are two guys, that have really been like pushing me. You know what I'm saying? Whether they've vocally done it or they've just kind of, their energy has told me, you can do big things. And sometimes you need somebody like that. It doesn't matter who they are. Sometimes you just need somebody to remind you, like, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? And this is me reminding you through my own pain and experience that you can do this too, no matter what you may be dealing with. You know, like I felt like this video is something that people may need to see. I didn't need to come out here and say anything to anybody. I wanted to, because I wanted people to know that there may be people out there that are dealing with the same thing that I'm dealing with, or maybe not all of it, because I got a lot, but maybe one of the things, and maybe this makes them feel better, gives them a boost of confidence. And so for me, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Me being open and upfront about my personal problems and how it affected me as a reseller and a content creator is important. And I hope that it helps somebody out there, So, but yeah, this is gonna be a new chapter, and I'm excited about it. And if you guys aren't familiar, you guys can still see, some people probably have no idea that I've been gone for this long because they watch me on Reseller Information Network. So that is like a passion of mine. The Reseller Information Network, like Eric, OBX Picker, Cernox Connection, Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Cell. Those are my brothers. Okay. And we are doing good work on Reseller Information Network. Okay. We are helping people. We are giving people a place, a place, drama-free place, a place to learn, whether you're just now starting to resell or you've been reselling for 40 years. We always learn something from each other, and I think that's the most important thing. And the other thing is all of us do things a little bit different. I think we're a good representation of what this community is and what this community can be moving forward. So I know this video is a little bit long. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. If you turned it off and said, this guy's crazy, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's babbling, I understand that too. But I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be doing things. I'm going to do things my way, and we're going to have fun along the way. I think we're going to move more into a direction of about this is how things are, like on a day-to-day basis, the sides of reselling that not everybody may not see. We're gonna do a little bit more documentary style stuff. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna learn, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry. We're gonna do all those things together. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about diving back in and just being me. And if people like it, they do. If they don't like it, they don't. But I'm not here for the drama. I'm not here for all that. I'm here to make money, have fun, learn, help other people. That's what we do as resellers and YouTubers. And I hope you guys are ready and happy and excited for this ride. I hope this answers some questions. And please feel free if you want to ask me a question, because I'm like blacked out halfway through this video, so I don't even know what I said 20 minutes ago. But if you guys have any questions, or you just want to talk, you want to express something to me, maybe I've done something that bothered somebody at some point in time, um my door is always open. You guys can find me anywhere on social media, and hopefully this time around, though, things will be different, and we'll grow, and we'll do it organically, and we'll do it the right way, by just being ourselves. So I want to thank you guys as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I probably should have said that in the beginning. I'm already failing at this YouTube thing. No, but thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for those of you that have stuck with me, and are here for what's next. Thank you so much. Shout out to all my boys at Reseller Information Network. I'm gonna have a whole new descriptions and all that stuff where you guys can find and things that I'm working on. But yeah, we're gonna have a couple more videos come out this week. Fingers crossed that we can stick to the schedule. But I love you guys. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.